Hey guys, welcome back to RJM Strata, and I am Rob Miller. In today's video, we are going to, this is approximately one day after I did the video from the other day. This video I'm doing right now is going to be basically me going in, getting the content that I did order from the last video, and what I'm going to do is take that content, show you how I go through the process of editing it. I can't speak today, so I apologize in advance. But I'm going to edit it, and we're going to post it to my site. I'm going to go through the process of how I post it, how I get images, and how I format my blog post in general using Thrive Architect, okay? So we're going to, like I said, this video is probably going to be two different parts, but I'm just going to put it into one video. So I'm going to record, maybe, have a half hour or whatever it takes to get this part of the process done. It might not even take that long, because I haven't looked at what I got from the Outsourced yet. I will tell you that it didn't even take, I ordered that content yesterday morning, and I recorded it at live. So I recorded it, and yesterday late afternoon, it wasn't even in the late afternoon, I'll show you right here in my email. Here's iWriter. Your article has been written. It was yesterday, and it was at 2:15. So that's a pretty quick turnaround for a 1,000-word article. And if you remember, I believe I did standard, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll log in and see exactly what we got as far as the quality of the. Why is that like that? As far as the quality of the writer. And we'll go through everything, and you guys can get to sit here and watch it live. So, and as always, this is on my YouTube channel, and it's also going to be in the Facebook group too, in the file section, and you'll see it because I will make an announcement. So you can always check it out there. And there, since the Facebook is ballooned up over, 10,000 people, I think it's at like 10,200. A lot of people will be viewing this, so just go through it. If you miss something, you can ask me a question, ask me it in the group, and you guys know that I am active in the group, so I will answer any questions that you might have. Okay, so with all that said, that's enough of me rambling on, and make sure my mic is okay. I've been having some technical difficulties this morning. So anyway, let's jump in. Let's log into iWriter, and it doesn't matter, I'll just leave that there. So let's log in and see what we got. Like I said, this was done in less than 8 hours. So you can see right here, not completed, meaning when it says that, it was over here yesterday. It was being written, and it's pending approval. So all you basically do is, when you get an email saying that your content is done, you just come in, you log in just like I did. You come in here to premium. I didn't even do a standard. So anyway, let's review the content. You just come down here where it says pending. Here's the keyword, pending review. And that's another thing. Let me go back here. I want to show you that as well. You can't see it because of my ugly mug here. Right here, they give you 2 days to review it. And what happens is, I think it's actually, let me see, 2 days, 4 hours. It might be even 3 days, 72 hours. I can't remember. All these sites basically do the same thing. They give you a certain amount of time to actually review it. If you don't review it in that amount of time, it automatically gets approved. What that does is that takes away anything, like if you want something fixed, or if you want them to rewrite something that you don't like, or if you don't like it altogether, if you don't get in there and review it in that time slot, then it automatically gets approved and you lose that option. So you might want to keep that in mind. And this is the same way like with Fiverr as well. I believe they give you 3 days. I want to say 3 days. I'm not 100% sure. But generally, as long as I have the time, I will actually go in and review the content, or review the order, and make sure it's up to par. And like I said, most of the time, like I was telling you in the other video, most of the time when I'm ordering written content like this, as long as it's you know, it just depends on how well it's going to, you know, how well it's written. I usually don't ask for revisions. Now, if I would probably do that if I forgot what this order even cost. You know, I can't even remember what it cost me yesterday. But irregardless, I don't think it was too much. I think I had what, $11 it might have been or something. I can't remember offhand. I'd have to go back and look. I can actually go back and probably look in here. But for the price of what I got not completed, let me just see if it'll tell me. Oh, $11.50. Wow. Okay, right in front of my face. What a moron I am. Oh, wow. I am being long day yesterday. So anyway, $11.50. Word count is 1,000, and that might vary. It might be a little over 1,000, but we'll see. Okay, so let's jump in and let's review it real quick. And like I said, usually here's right here. Here's one thing I want you to take notice to. Note all articles are run through Copyscape to ensure uniqueness. Now, if like I said, I have a Copyscape account. Let me log in real quick and just show you guys that. Because I don't think I showed you that in any of the other videos. And with Copyscape, let me log in. It is extremely inexpensive. So what you do is you would just come over to copyscape.com, create an account, and fund it. You can use anything you want to fund it, PayPal, anything. And it's extremely, I think I put $10 in here like 3 months ago. It might have been even longer than that. So let me see their funding options here. $10 is the minimum, or no, actually, you can, $5 is the minimum. So you can, like I said, it's very easy to do, very inexpensive. And I would suggest doing that if you are ordering content. I'm going to go through, I'll even throw this article in there. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but I'll do it live so you guys can see exactly how it is or how it works. Writing style, you can see right here, here's the project instructions. And actually written by Sean E.M. He's a premium writer. So I believe, I can't remember if I did standard or not. Anyway, the word count 1,050, and right here you can see most of the article, even higher writers does this as well. They'll highlight the keywords, and of course we know that my keyword was chronic anxiety disorder. You can see it here. You can see it here. Here, chronic anxiety. This guy really did a good job splitting up the keywords, not overusing the main keyword. So anxiety disorder, that's a keyword as well. Chronic, really did a good job spreading this out. I really like the way he did that. And these right here, I'll probably switch these and change them to bullet points, but we'll get into that, or numbers. He just used a different format. Very good. You should I'm just kind of browsing through this. I'm not going to read it all in this. Some people might want to read it all here. I generally can get an idea of how he formatted this, and it looks pretty decent. He lists this, has this all in, format here is 1/4 fractions, 1/4 sleep. He breaks that down into there. That's something different. 1/4 dry mouth, chest pain. And when you go to format this, you can list this any way you want on your website. So like I said, this is the mental physical symptoms. All forms of anxiety disorder share general indicators such as 1/4, he's just breaking it down into fractions, which is different. I like that. It's a little bit different way of doing it. So all in all, I really like the format. Here's his subheadlines. A lot of people get confused. They'll look at because everybody formats this differently. Now you got to remember, I ordered an article, and when you order an article, it's not going to be formatted right off the get-go for a blog post. That's why I always stress in the instructions, please use subheadlines for each paragraph. And that's what he did here. Panic disorder and then he's got a colon. Okay, so when I go to format this, obviously I'm going to have panic disorder as an H2, and we're going to get into that, and I'll kind of go through that whole thing and show that as well. Okay, like I said, this video is probably going to be 2 separate parts. I'm going to download this, put it in my iWriter, that plugin I was showing you, just to double check and make sure everything is good to go with the punctuation, spelling, because honestly, I'm probably the world's worst speller. But with that said, like I said, let's go and move forward with the editing process. And I usually kind of, like I said, I just kind of do a quick read here. Keyword density, you can see right here is 3.43%, which is good. The plugin I use on the back end of my site, you'll see, and we'll get into all that. And if we need to make any changes, we make them inside there. And so far what I'm seeing I really like, so I'm just going to approve this. It looks great. You have the option right here. You can reject it, request a rewrite, or approve. I'm simply just going to approve it. And this slider right here, you can give them 5 stars. You can add them. I'm going to add this gentleman to my favorite list. And you can leave a comment. So I'm going to say, great job. Great job with the article. Thanks for the... and just leave it short and sweet. Thanks. Great job with the article. And yeah, that's all you need to do, and approve. They really do appreciate it. You can leave the writer a tip. It's entirely up to you whether you do that or not. Now, premium, I believe I selected, I can't quite remember what I selected. Let me scroll down here. Yeah, I did do premium yesterday. Or did it? Yeah, I did premium. I believe I did, because I had 1,000 words, and I did premium was $11.50. Standard would have been $8.25. But like I said, sometimes you get an author that, you know, is if you do standard, sometimes you'll get a better author. Just like I said, I'm just throwing that out there. So let's manage orders and come down here, and here it is right here. And I want to do something real quick. I want to show you another thing. What you can do is, if you come into here to this premium. Okay, I want to go in here. Let me look at something here. Oh, find writers. That's what I want to do. So here's my favorites. So what was his name? Oh, here's my writers that I already got favored. His name was Sean, right? So let's roll down here. I have a few of them already, as you can see. And rank all. Let's do. Oh, okay. I'm not in the right place. So let's just do order content again. We'll just make this easy, and then I'm going to come down here and let me think. Hold on. Just give me 1 minute. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I apologize for that. My phone was actually ringing or vibrating. Let's see here. We're load from template. I'm trying to find where you can actually. I can't remember where it is on iWriters, but okay. Oh, all right, here we go. Favorites. Okay, here he is right here. So he is actually online. You could actually, like I said, you could pick him out like that. Okay, so and here he is right here. So I want to find him, and I want to show you, like, you can. I should have done this beforehand, but you can come down here, and I know there's a better way to do this. But so here he is right here. He's an elite writer. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. And you can see his rating over here. You can see he last logged in. He's done 43 articles. You can see everything you want to, you know, I mean, it's just his whole bio is right here. So you can see, like I said, you can read. There's my review right there. Okay, so you can see all his reviews. You can see that he is an elite writer. So that's what I was talking about. I ordered if I come back over here to standard, or if I come over here to premium, he's elite. Okay, so it actually should have cost me 20 bucks for an elite writer. I got an elite writer with the premium. Okay, so that's the point I was trying to show you guys yesterday, is that by ordering a premium writer, most 9 times out of 10, you'll get a better writer as far as their skill level. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so enough of that. I know I was all over the place with that. I apologize for that. Let's get in and let's manage the orders and download this. And we will, all you do is come over here, you check your box, and you come up here and you hit download, and you can do text, HTML. This is what I usually do. You can do whatever you want. You can do Word doc. The only thing I don't like about when you do a Word doc is it doesn't space it out correctly. So I like to download it as an HTML. Okay, and let me move this out of the way here. Let me get this out and go back, and there we have it. Now this should do it on my desktop, and it did. Let me grab it and put it over here, and let's open that up and make this enlarge. Okay, so here we go. We have it in HTML format. Now this is just what I do. You can download it any way you want. It's entirely up to you. Okay, now with doing that, you see these question marks. They're not formatted correctly. I'm going to change the formatting anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But what I usually do is I'll open up a Word doc, just a blank doc, and let me grab all of this. And there's the title. Like I said, I come up with my own titles. I'm going to show you that as well. What I use to actually come up with titles, unique titles, and I think you'll really like the site that I use for that, because I think a lot of people have trouble coming up with titles, catchy titles, and what I'm going to show you, a lot of people never, really don't talk about it. They just say, look at other things and use other examples. But I got something I think you guys are really going to enjoy. Okay, it's really going to help you out as far as coming up with different titles, and it really helps you out just coming up with titles that are unique, and it gives you a lot of ideas. And like I said, these question marks right here, we're gonna go through and just, like I said, this is not going to be the way I'm going to format it, obviously. So, there is a little bit of, editing and things you have to do. So, like I said, take that with a grain of salt when you go to post it to your site. So, just remember that. You're getting a content-rich article, 1,068 words. So, like I said, there is a little bit of editing that you're going to have to do, and that's why I'm doing all of this, to show you live how I'm doing this. And I probably don't have to go through all this, but I am. Let's bump that up one more time. This is just, like I said, this is just going to show you exactly how I do it. And like I said, don't feel that you have to do that. I just lost a light over here. Just a minute. Let me stop this for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. One of my lights went out for some reason. It's a very cloudy day, so I have a light here and I have a light over here. Usually I don't need one because the window's right over there, but let me get rid of that. And like I said, if it looks a little funky or whatever, I'm going to reformat this later, so it's not a big deal. Just kind of keep that in mind. And let's just do that, and let's do this. And we're just going to get going here. I know I'm taking forever. I apologize for that, because I'm just going to reformat. I'm just trying to get rid of these question marks. I should have just did this the easy way. There's a lot easier way to do this, but obviously I'm not doing it the easy way. So. And let me just stop that. I'm not going to bore you with this. I'm going to stop this and get this all formatted for you, and then we'll pick right back up where we left off. Hey guys, I am back. I'm sorry about that. I just didn't want to bore you with that, and I'm still not 100% complete. So I'm just going to let it roll, and we'll continue, okay? So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to select all of this, okay? And it's very, I'm going to pop this over into my little iWriter plugin I have. So let's, actually what I'll do first is I'll pop it into Copyscape, and I'll show you what this does and actually how much this will cost me. This one being over 1,000 words, I believe it might be over 10 cents. I'm not 100% sure. So once you just post that into this box right here, you can also just use if you have a website, you can scan the whole site and do a URL. But generally, I just like to take the raw text and throw it in the box here. So do a premium search, and it says no results found, 1,065 words. It cost me 12 cents to do that, and I know it said that on the on iWriter site, saying that it was run through Copyscape, but like I said, 12 cents. I don't think, just to double check. And you want to use a service, you want to use Copyscape if you order a lot of content from other providers, or you might just order something from a freelancer. And like I said, it's insurance, and it just makes it so much easier, and it's so inexpensive to do. So that's what I generally do. And let's get into the editing side of this, okay? So we're going to come over to iWriter, this plugin I was telling you guys about in the previous video, and I love this plugin. It is my go-to plugin. So you can actually do all kinds of crazy stuff with this. It does translations and everything else like that. Cinnamon, I mean, you can just do crazy things with it. I love it. Like I said, it's something like Grammarly. If I had to pick, I just like this one better than Grammarly. It is a little cheaper, and that's not why I like it better. It's just the format I like better. And like I said in the other videos, everybody's different, so you got to find something that you actually like. You like the user interface. It's all up to the individual. So let's pop this in here, and it'll take a little while for it to do 1,000 words. Not when I say a little while, it's not going to take crazy amount of time. You can see right down here, it tells you how many sentences, the word count, 1,070, how many characters. Right now it's got 6 grammar mistakes. It's counting 7, 1 spelling. The grammar basically means, like commas, whatever, periods, colons. And you can throw this into Word too. Microsoft Word will do kind of the same thing. And you have to take this with a grain of salt when you're using a plugin like this, because a lot of times if it finds a grammar mistake, you have to read the sentence, because this is not 100%, because it's a bot scanning this. Keep that in mind. Okay, so it looks like it's done, and it's got 13. So the first one we're going to come up to right here is just saying that there's a comma. This is wrong, okay, which is correct. I probably wouldn't have known that. I mean, like I said, my grammar stinks. I'm not saying anything else, but it's not great. I don't know why this is a little larger here. Let me just look in this real quick. It shouldn't be, but let me, 13.5. Yeah, I wonder why it is. Let me replace that. I don't understand that. But there we go. I don't know why it did that, but anyway. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down here, and here's another one. Here's a brief explanation on the different conditions. Here's a brief explanation of the different conditions on the different conditions of, it's telling me to use of. Like I said, I generally, sometimes I might not be right, but sometimes I don't pay attention to it. If it sounds better using on, I'll just leave it as is, and sometimes I'll change it. It just depends on how it sounds to me. Here's a brief explanation on the different conditions of the I'm going to leave for this one. I'm just going to leave it like it is. I'm not going to change it. This refer now that one is correct. This refers to having strong fear about some. This refers to having a strong feel about, yeah, that one, that's correct. Okay. Like I said, you don't think you need this. This just saves a little bit of time, and it just, in the editing process, it just, for me, it just saves time. Okay. This is not an expensive plugin. There are free alternatives out there for it, but like I said, I believe this runs about $70 a year. And for me, writing emails, doing whatever I'm typing, you can have it on. It'll auto correct. It does all kinds of crazy stuff. Some people can't stand the highlight and all that. You kind of get used to it after a while, but it's just, for me, it's a time saver. Okay. Looking, let's see. Okay. May hate boarding airplanes or looking out. Form looking out of, yeah, of windows. Like I said, you have to read these articles when you get them outsourced. A lot of the writers might be from other countries and they know how to write, but sometimes they use different words, and especially if you're from the United States, as everyone knows, we use a lot of different types of slang and all that. Kind of, there's always that barrier. So words are spelled a little bit differently in other countries, even though they mean the same thing. Just keep that in mind, okay? This is a comma, that's right. It needs a comma there. Okay, here's a good example of what I just said. I see this all the time. We don't spell Keller with a U. Across the pond, okay, in the European countries, most of them spell it this way, okay? And you'll see that there's a favorite is another one that I notice a lot. It's spelled differently. It's same thing. It's spelled, I think, with a U over there. Keep that in mind. There's some websites you go to, you'll see it spelled like that. It just depends on where you're from in the world, okay? So just keep that in mind. What do we got? It has temporary, it has a temporary and permanent. It has a yeah. Okay, see, like I said, this is why I use this plugin. And of course, this is all fumbled up, but I'm gonna reformat this when I get inside the site, to post it. So I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna go about reposting it, but you guys will get to see live, and I'll get to bore you with all that as well. So worrying about the worst case scenario, worrying about worst case scenario. Worrying about, I mean, you could leave, it could be, actually, you could leave this. Worrying about, it's adding the to it, worrying about the, and I kind of like the way that sounds better. It's worrying about the worst case scenario. It just sounds better than not having it. This is going to be a comma, no, an O. In order, were in other, see, this is the typo, in other words. And this is the kind of stuff that like I said, it saves me time. I kind of scan through the article anyway, and I'm not going to sit here and bore you and read through the complete article. I will do that, not recording it. This is just my quick version. Generally, what I do is I read the article when I'm posting it, okay, because I'm breaking it up into different size digestible chunks, as I say, and you'll see my you'll see the method behind the madness, I guess is that the phrase I'm looking for. But you'll see my formatting, how I like to format it and break it up into readable sizes, because everything nowadays is about time, and a lot of people like to have a quick read, even though if it's a long article. If you break it up and you make short paragraphs, and I'll get into this in the next video. Like I said, this is probably going to be a 2-part video, so it's going to be a long. I might not even do that. I might just leave it because I'm over a half hour right now just in this. So the next part is going to be probably about an hour plus, and I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to leave this one at a half hour. The next one I'm going to actually just have an hour plus, and you'll get to see me post this article from start to finish. I probably, and I know what a lot of people are like, man, your videos are way too long. But the whole point of this is for you to see how long it actually takes someone to do something. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it only takes, 20 minutes a day to do something. I'm rambling on. I could have been done with this by now. I'm well aware of that. But there's a comma here. When you have like 4 more to go, I'm just going to stop. I'm going to keep going. Let's see here. People are suffering chronic disorder. Cannot get cured. Okay, that's cured. And that's what I'm saying. What I'm getting out of this so far is that's correct. In hyper, this doesn't need that hyphen there. And people might argue with that, but you don't need that hypersensitive. That's all. That's fine. Everybody's got their own different ways of doing things like that. But like I said, some of the common anxiety disorder managers, some of the most, they're suggesting adding the word most common. Some of the common anxiety disorder, that's not set in stone. It does sound better. It makes more sense. And that's why I have this plugin. And these right here are just, going to be normal, either bullets or just a normal number list. You can keep them as Roman numeral numbers if you want. But anyway, that's pretty much all there is to this. Like I said, I use this plugin religiously. What do we got here? On the different. I thought, did I change that? Here's a brief explanation of different conditions. On the different conditions. I think before I had, here's a brief explanation of the different conditions. That actually sounds better. I think before I said it doesn't. Then all I do is I come in here and I grab everything and I will cut it, come back over to Word, and let's just select all again and delete it. And then I'm just going to repaste this in Word. And then what I'll do is I'm not gonna bore you with this. I'm gonna fix all the spacing and reformat it. It doesn't really matter because, like I said, once I get inside the WordPress site, I'm gonna basically do what I need to do. Okay, so that's all for this video. Like I said, all in all, this article is not bad at all. I'm gonna do a final read on it as I post it. I kind of read it a little bit more thoroughly. I'm not going to bore you with me actually reading the whole thing, but I think you get the point. And for 11 bucks with a decent 1,000 word article, I think you can kind of see that the quality is very, very, very good. So it was just a messed up spacing there. So like I said, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. You get that general idea here. And I just like this plugin. I use iWriter all the time. And we're going to post this to my Handle Anxiety site. So it's going to be the next post up here. I'm also going to order backlinks. Not order backlinks, but I'm going to show you how I do my backlinking. Just a minor little backlinking strategy. And it's basically just social shares. And we're going to, like I said, I'm going to break that down to you as well. So with all that said, I'm over a half hour in. I'm going to cut this right off right now, and I'll just add this to the Facebook group, and it'll be here on my YouTube channel as well. Okay, so I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.